Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Il y en a un, c'est une loli, je comprends pas.
Alan. Ok, je sais pas si vous entendez le jeu.
Non.
Non, on n'a pas le son.
Non.
Ah non, merde. Bon, ça c'est problématique par contre.
Dad Rector's Cut, j'avais jamais vu ça.
Je vais voir. Merde. Vous l'aviez eu la dernière fois, le son?
Oui. Enfin,
Ah,
je crois.
attends, je crois que c'est normal. C'est diffusé DreamDaddy.
Ah voilà.
Voilà, c'est bon?
Ah
Yeah.
oui.
Oui.
Ça marche.
Ok, cool. Ça marche, ok. DreamDaddy. Ok. Continue. Alors on en était...
Jean,
Jean, ouais, je sais pas pourquoi il y a autant de...
J'encule.
Oui,
putain.
oui.
Putain, la famille Jean cul.
Non, je suis sérieux, mais c'est le nom de famille
Oui, je m'en
de.
souviens, je sais, Jean. Oui.
Oh, always try to make others around you happy.
façon,
Je vais essayer.
En fait, dans un sens, dans le canon de l'histoire, en fait, la famille Jean-Cul, c'est un peu une famille éloignée, tu sais, des sortes de cousins très éloignés de la famille Couille, tu vois.
Ok. Bon, du coup, est-ce que je lis mes descriptions ou tu le fais?
C'était moi qui faisais, non?
Ouais.
Ok. I pull up to the carpool and Amanda hops in the passenger seat.
Oh putain, je vais devoir parler déjà tout.
Ouais.
So, did you have fun gossiping about me?
Mr. Vega and I actually just gossiped about our celebrity crushes.
So you talked about Mario Batali the whole time?
It was a very productive meeting.
I'm pretty hungry. Can we grab some dinner?
Sure thing. We can make something at home. Let's go to... J'ai envie de sortir. Je sais pas vous. mais-
Vas-y.
Vas-y.
Allez hop. Does that sound
Sortir
good
me
to
faire des
you?
amis.
Yeah, sure. Why the mall?
Jeez! Can't a dad take his daughter to the mall?
Ah, attends, mon écran est devenu noir.
Ah, mais quelle tristesse.
Attends, je vais regarder sur le stream du coup.
Oh non, tu vas mettre 3 ans.
Will you buy me things?
I will buy you a thing, singular.
Mon écran est toujours noir sur Discord.
Putain.
The fuck? Pourtant, moi, il est normal, moi, le...
C'est de sortir et de rentrer.
Ouais, sounds like a deal to me. Alors attends, je m'accroche et je reviens.
Ok.
Ça marche?
Ah, c'est bon.
Ok.
Okay. We drive in silence for a short while. Amanda plays a game on her phone. I should say something.
You know, sometimes when a kid gets older, they find that they have to keep things hidden from their parents. And that's okay, because sometimes that's what kids do. And that's okay. But also, sometimes it's good to have the parents' perspective, because, you know, maybe the parents have also dealt with similar situations, and maybe they're a little cooler than you give them credit for. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's good to share. I love you.
Have you been reading my tweets?
You have a Twitter?
What? Never mind.
Look, sweetie, Mr. Vega said you haven't been participating in class and that you're not turning things in.
Oh, I'm fine, Pops. Comment ça se dit ça? Seniorities?
Senioritis.
Seniorities and all that.
I thought you liked Mr. Vega's class.
It's fine, he's fine.
We pull up to a stoplight and I eye Amanda. She's still texting.
Just, I want you to know that you can talk to me about anything.
Uh-huh.
I can tell that whatever it is, she doesn't want me knowing about it. That's frustrating.
I heard Emma Art's going to that fancy art school in California. That's exciting.
Yep.
Are you bummed that you guys aren't going to the same school?
Yep. Somebody.
Amanda keeps texting. She stifles a laugh.
What's so funny?
It's I don't think you would get it.
Okay. Who you texting?
Noah,
Who's Noah?
my friend.
Does he go to your school?
Yep.
Do you like Noah?
What? No! Dad! Ah! I can't believe you will. Dad! I mean, jeez! Why would you.
Elle est très sur la défensive, celle-là.
Ah!
C'est suspicieux.
Gross!
C'est trop suspicieux. Sorry, just asking.
Dad, he's just my friend!
Friend with benefit.
Guys and girls can be friends. He's my friend.
Okay,
Ouais, c'est ça,
okay.
c'est ça. Jeez!
This is going well.
Well,
Voilà, je
good
vois
talk.
ça, ouais.
Love Yakido.
She leans forward and turns up the radio. I guess that conversation is over. To the mall then.
You.
Yo!
The extended cut is beyond the.
Ah, c'est-
Fuck, I couldn't read.
Ça crée du lien.
N'est-ce pas?
We arrive at the mall, a big indoor shopping center with a couple different floors. It's kind of dead, but that doesn't stop a mall security guard from yelling at a group of loitering teens.
Let's eat something disgusting for dinner.
Hell yeah!
Un petit McDo.
Language, Missy. I assumed your gender.
Heck yeah!
Heck yeah. Better.
We approach the food court and evaluate our options. There's greasy restaurant after greasy restaurant. My heart burns just looking at the menus. Nobody looks happy to be here.
McDo.
Fuck.
Putain.
What are you in the mood for? Bread dipped in sugar, bread with cheese on it, or do you just want me to inject some fat directly into your bloodstream?
Damn.
I extend my hand to her.
Would you do me the honor of sharing some nachos?
She takes my hand with a grin.
It will make me the happiest, cheesiest girl alive.
Nice.
We order a giant pile of chips and unnaturally orange cheese from a very unenthusiastic and possibly stoned teenager. We take a seat at a rickety table and dig in.
These are bad. These
Spit out.
These are very bad.
But also strangely delicious.
We have to eat through the pain.
We enjoy the fluorescent cheesy goodness
Oh.
together until we're all out of nachos.
Fluorescent carrément.
So,
Something's been bothering me for a while.
can you explain memes to me?
Oh merde.
Which meme?
All the memes.
You le i.
Amanda sighs deeply and places her head in her hand.
Dad, it's complicated. The memes are inside jokes shared by a bunch of people that get less funny the more people do it. The problem is... I can't speak English. So the problem is that by the time a meme gets to you, Dad, all us youths have already done the joke to death. And what's worse than that is that movies and TV and video games will try to jump in on the meme train, but just based on how long it takes to make them, the meme will be long dead by the time it comes out. So it just dates it. It just dates it, and it isn't thing.
Oh shit, what up?
Dad, please. Anyway, changing the subject. Where to now?
When I go to that golf store, I want to go on that. Oh
Oh.
yeah, I want to go there. Oh shit!
Yes!
I need.
What?
You know, the one that's all black and tries to establish itself as anti-establishment despite being an exact representation of the establishment.
J'ai rien compris, mais je suis d'accord.
I don't know what story you're talking about.
Exactement,
Putain, mais comment?
Cough, cough, cough. You know, the one where you can buy chains whites and it's basically an assault on what people fought so hard against in the punk and hardcore movements of the 70s and 80s.
Good.
Dude, you gotta be more specific.
The one you threw up in that one time!
Oh, that one!
Yeah!
Oh la 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 la.
Oh, la, la, la.
Amanda runs into the store with me, trailing behind her. She makes a beeline for the back.
There it is. You can still see the outline, kinda.
Oh,
C'est dégueulasse.
no. I'm so proud.
Speech!
Amanda. Amanda est un vampire, c'est pour ça qu'il se souvient de ton chose.
Speech!
Alright! I'll do it if you stop shouting!
Wow.
Amanda stops immediately. I clear my throat.
Thank you all for joining us here today to commemorate an historic moment that will forever shape history. On a day very much like today, some 5 years ago, our very own Amanda and Cool had too much blue raspberry slushy on an outing to the mall. After begging her father to take her to Death, Golf and Beyond to buy rainbow suspenders, she proceeded to throw up all over a display of My Chemical Romance merchandise. Her loving father then had to pay for said merchandise, which to this day remains among our possessions. Thank you. Oh.
Amanda is moved. She begins clapping. Slow at first, then faster and more vigorously. Several other patrons turn their heads.
Thank you.
One of them also starts clapping. I bow my head.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, chain wallets!
While Amanda busies herself looking at Bande t-shirts, I try to find something of interest to myself. Not much for a dad to look at in a dead Goth and Beyond.
Pursue the Bande t-shirts, look at ironic mugs, check the current spin. Je sais pas, qu'est-ce que vous voudriez vous? Qu'est-ce que vous dites?
Ironic mugs.
Ouais, pareil, j'ai vu
Pareil,
le truc.
c'est dans les mugs.
Nice.
I'm suddenly stricken by existential fear. If there's only one number one dad, then why are there so many mugs here that say that? This whole time I thought I was the only one. If I'm not number one, where do I place on the global dad ranking charts?
We are number one.
I have work to do.
Dieu.
We are number
Oh,
one.
est-ce que je peux faire ce personnage?
Allez,
Ok.
allez, vas-y.
Fais-toi plaisir.
This is very important to me. Ooh, hey.
Oh la 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 la
I
la.
overhear a stifled argument over at the cash register. An older gentleman is carrying a garment and showing it to a bored-looking cashier with pink hair.
Tu veux faire le cachier, Yune?
Le cachier, ok.
Le cachier, il fait cachier.
C'est pas parce qu'il y a chier
cachier.
dedans. Hein.
Voilà, caca. Oh, ouais.
Le cachier. I can see that. Don't know what to tell you, dude. I just work here.
Oh my.
Listen,
Oh là là.
when I bought this online, the website said this blues was Victorian inspired. However, when I received it, it clearly held the trademark of Edwardian dressage. Oh là là. Oh mon dieu, c'est un crime.
Do you want a coupon? I can give you a coupon. Will you leave if I give you a coupon?
Is there a manager present? People have to know what they're buying. Oh mon dieu, mais c'est quoi ça?
I am the manager.
Oh shit, I see. Well, it would seem that I have strayed my welcome. Good day, shopkeeper. Your superiors will receive a strongly worded letter by post.
Whatever, dude.
Oh là là.
The man whirls around and storms out, his literal coattails trailing behind him. I can't tell if they are Victorian-inspired or Edwardian in nature. Amanda trots up to me with a t-shirt in her hand. Oh boy, here it comes.
Hey, that troll 5,000.
Yes! I'll buy it for you.
Wow, that was easy. Thanks.
At least, it's only one and this time.
Amanda plops the shirt onto the counter and grins at the cashier.
I love your hair.
The cashier says nothing and rings Amanda up, radiating hatred. I hand her a 20.
Damn. So, what was that guy's deal?
The cashier rolls her eyes so hard I'm worried she'll pull something.
That's Damien. He's in here all the time. He's obsessed with Victorian fashion or whatever.
Damn.
She hands Amanda her bag, and it's clear the conversation is over. We make our way out of the store and head home to get some rest. Amanda and I sit on the couch, trying to find something to watch over bowls of ice cream.
Oh, cool. Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers is on. Your favorite, right?
Oh hell yes. They have to make it over the Canadian tundra before the ice road melts, but also they're hunting ghosts.
Oh.
Also, the tracks are haunted. Okay.
This is an episode I've already seen, but it's one of the best. Callum and Flint, Dogbone, the twin brother truck driving and ghost hunting duo find themselves in the greatest peril yet.
Oh wait, ça me fait penser à Supernatural. What the fuck?
Yike.
Tu veux faire la...
Oh là, c'est quoi, Kylum?
Quelle
Fais la voix de... Fais la voix de... Tu sais?
Oh no! The ghost don't got control of the track! I can steer them that damn right out the road! No! No!
Tu veux faire la voix de Flint? Est-ce que je le fais?
Vas-y.
Vas-y.
Let me use this EVP to try and communicate with the spirits.
Flint! You're back to dead!
I must get it! If you listen carefully, it sounds like it's saying you're going to die.
Yes, you're going to die, my precious! That's because we're about to die! You!
This is art.
The episode ends and Amanda excuses herself to go and start arguments on the internet.
Moi, je veux ça pour les Césars, mon gars.
Oh là là.
I stay up a little longer, curious about the exploits of Callum and Flint Dogbone after the disastrous ice road accident. Afterward, I crawl into bed and get a good night's sleep.
My precious.
My precious.
Always try to make others around you happy. Yeah. Good tire pressure is essential to optimal mileage. Ok.
Il y a une bonne pression des pneus, ouais.
Ok, papa.
Oh, il y a encore les abeilles ici.
Morning,
Maya.
sleepyhead.
5 more minutes.
You've never ever let me have 5 more minutes, so get up.
Oh, fine. Kids.
We have cereal for breakfast and spend the morning putting together furniture. Amanda is much better at interpreting the tiny manuals. We're able to put together a few shelves and one desk, but I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a bookcase. Oh.
So, you excited for the cookout today? Beef up, mais...
Alors, je sais pas qu'est-ce que vous voudriez parce que moi je prends le deuxième.
Bah écoute, on vient de sortir d'un McDo, donc ouais, je pense.
Ouais.
Ouais. Alors attends, qu'est-ce que tu penses, Jade? Bon, ça va être un peu 3 ans, mais.
Vas-y, Jade, donne-nous ton avis.
Jade, dis-nous. Qu'est-ce qui te tente?
Guide-moi.
Écoutez, en attendant, nous pouvons juger ce sorte de flamme en rose en arrière-plan, là.
Je sais pas si c'est un flamant rose ou si c'est censé être un ornithorynque rose.
On dirait un kiwi rose.
Oui, on dirait plutôt un kiwi.
On va faire un débat dessus, en fait.
Mais on dirait qu'il y a une aile et les kiwis, ils ont pas d'aile.
Jade.
Les kiwis ont des ailes, mais elles sont juste très petites.
Elles sont tellement petites qu'elles apparaissent pas en dehors
Je
du
pense qu'on
pelage.
va y aller. On va pas attendre 3 ans non plus. Jade, j'espère que tu restes avec nous. I'm all over those terrible store-bought sugar cookies that everyone brings to parties.
Yeah, those are bad.
Which means there are more for me.
Don't you want to meet some of the people in the Recommence. Don't you want to meet some people?
Ouais.
Don't you want to meet some of the people in the neighborhood?
I'll probably end up standing uncomfortably in the corner with a plate of food and hope that nobody talks to me.
Dad, your beautiful work in progress.
Thank you.
We will get that butterfly treatment from the cocoon.
No!
The social butterfly.
Ça va
No!
devenir un magnifique papillon.
Oh. Je suis un escargot. Well, we better start getting ready. We definitely don't want to be late. Right?
What? No,
And also
we
don't
have
want to be laid.
I want to get laid!
What? No, we have to be fashionably late. Who shows up to a cookout on time?
You know what? We're going early. Just because you said that.
I head out the door and Amanda reluctantly follows. We walk across the street to Joseph's house with a store-bought veggie plate. I'm a terrible cook if it doesn't involve a grill. Est-ce que je fais Joseph ou pas?
Oh, Jules,
Est-ce que tu veux un personnage masculin, Yuna?
Ce serait drôle.
Je n'ai pas une voix grave.
On s'en balèque.
Son balèque.
On s'en balèque.
Bon bah juste pour le là, je lui donnerai une voix aiguë.
Oh mon dieu, parfait.
Oh non.
Je veux dire, je vais donner une voix de
C'est
Gollum à
parfait.
Robert, donc.
Ouais, voilà.
Et en plus, tu t'es fait Robert, donc.
Ouais, je me suis fait Gollum.
Donc, en fait, effectivement, tu t'es fait Gollum, quoi.
Oui, je me suis fait Gollum.
Ah, c'est mignon. Ah, je vais aller boire de l'alcool pour oublier ça.
Bon, I guess we're not as early as we thought we were. Joseph's backyard is already packed with people and the smell of hot dogs wafts through the air. Small children run through a sprinkler and adults chat in small clusters.
Okay.
I set out our veggie plate down on a table next to two other veggie plates. Huh.
Yeah. Hey, where's Joseph?
I wave to get his attention. The moment he sees us, he jogs over, arms open wide. Sit-toi, Eowyn.
I'm so glad you two are here.
Oh, damn.
And you brought veggies. Let me introduce you to my family. Kids, come on over here. This is Chris, my eldest.
Oh putain, il est dépressif, le gamin, quoi.
Qui fait le gosse? Est-ce qu'on
On l'a
entend
déjà
un
vu,
chacun?
ce gamin.
Aïe.
Oh mon dieu!
Soyez mes enfants.
C'est Bob!
Ah, putain.
They
Oh,
stare
Ils sont
creepily
tous
and
morts.
say
Ils sont tous
nothing.
morts intérieurement, les gosses.
Mais oui, ils sont tellement morts, regarde.
Faut penser à ce film là des gamins là, ils ont tous les cheveux blancs et ils font des trucs.
Then,
bizarres,
of course, there's our youngest, Krish.
Krish.
Wait, where is Krish? Maybe
Price.
Mary put him in his crib.
Oh no,
Oh
it's
no.
the woman from the bar the other night.
Oh, no, t'as
What
fait-
is she doing here?
Oh non.
Oh, and how could I forget my lovely wife, Mary?
Zap.
Il est cocu. Il est tellement cocu.
Joseph pecks her on the cheek. She smiles.
Ah, Mary, sweetheart, did you put Krish to bed?
I'll have to go look for him. Oh mon dieu.
What? You'll have to?
Joseph takes a moment and regains his composure.
Mary, this is our new neighbor, Jim.
Jean.
Ouais, parce que c'est genre cool.
And his daughter, Amanda.
Amanda! I check your hand, but I have a glass of wine that I need to tend to.
Oh putain.
C'est pas d'alcoolique.
I love her. Non.
Nice to meet you, Mary, for the first time. Yeah.
Not suspicious.
Charmed. Well, I have to go over there now. Slut.
Mary leaves. Oh god, this is so awkward. I wonder if Joseph knows. I wonder if Mary knows that Joseph knows. I wonder if Joseph knows that Mary knows that I know.
Oh.
It takes all of my energy not to run away from the barbecue and start fresh in a new city.
C'est radical.
My wife has a wonderful sense of humor, but please, you two enjoy the barbecue. All the guys are really excited to meet you.
Amanda and I mill around and try some of the food spread out on the table. I pick at some deviled eggs. Amanda grabs a small paper plate and immediately begins piling it with baked goods.
I don't want to have to make friends.
Mood.
Big
Come on, Dad. Who are you gonna party with when I go off to school?
But I don't want to have to do pleasantries. That's a mood.
Dad.
I'm gonna take a bed with her.
Go do it. Make a friend.
No.
But how
And
could
do
I
not do a
possibly-
friend.
But how could I possibly abandon my only child a social function? That's bad parenting.
This plate of cookies is my new dad. Bye.
Ouf.
Amanda!
Amanda shoves me
Sans
into the
destruction,
center
quoi.
of the yard. Well, here goes nothing. I look around the party and I'm surprised to see some familiar faces.
Oh.
Isn't that the barista from the Coffee Spoon?
Oh là
shoot.
là là là.
Oh! Oh là là!
Oh dang, Robert's here?
Oh là là!
Oh.
Didn't that guy throw a frisbee at my head?
Ouf. Ah non, mauvaise personne.
Is that the guy who was throwing a fit in Dead Goth and Beyond?
Sanctum Sanctis.
Isn't that Amanda's teacher?
Oui, oui.
Ah putain, il y a tout le monde.
Hey, I know Craig.
Oh, Jake!
Ouais, c'est Jake.
But wait a second. All of these people live in a cul-de-sac? That can't be right. I'd better investigate.
Oh là 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 là, le choix.
Oh là 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 là. Oh!
Il y en a un où t'en parles à deux, un où t'en parles à deux, et il y en a un.
Burger time!
Ah bah là, le plus sexy, c'est Burger Time. Hein.
Est-ce que tu joues les morphales jusqu'au bout?
Oh putain.
Oh, j'ai quand même envie de me rapprocher de Matt.
Vas-y.
Ok, on va pour Matt.
Ok.
On va pour Matt.
Allez.
Oh là là!
Oh là là.
Matt and Hugo seem to be... Ça charge pas. Voilà. Matt and Hugo seem to be embroiled in an intense discussion. Craig looks on, smiling politely. I walk over to say hello.
C'était qui faisait Hugo déjà?
C'était toi.
Ah. Well, I don't think it's fair to try and compare two arm movements like that. Ouf, ça va être long ça.
Vas-y.
Burning heart only exists because they are a unique byproduct of the social and political climate of the time and place. C'est un
And
peu bizarre, ça.
place.
And place. Je pensais qu'il allait dire space, mais. And to try to take something like, say, the Rococo period and compare it to postmodernism in America, you're completely disregarding the context in which our work of art is created.
Matt and Hugo seem to be so busy talking that they don't notice me. Craig leans in.
C'est à toi.
Dude, I have no idea what's happening.
Moi non plus.
I turn my attention to Craig, who seems a little more attentive to my existence.
How the resistance training go to the other day?
Great! Little River here is a great cheerleader. Aren't you, tiny bro?
Hmm.
So cute.
Craig grabs River's arms and waves them around. You can do it, Dad. I'm so proud of you. I'm sorry for pooping on you.
She must be a handful at that age.
Oh, they always are. But it's so worth it.
Worth the poop.
Je suis pas d'accord, mais bon. Craig grabs River's arms again and waves them around. Also, I'm sorry for throwing up on you, Dad. How are you settling in?
Almost done. There are still a few odds and ends to take care of before I can really call myself settled, but I think we can upgrade the situation to livable?
Livable.
Livable? Merci.
We did livable throughout the entirety of college.
Yeah, my goal was for Amanda to live the sort of life that didn't involve eating spoonfuls of ranch dressing as a palate cleanser between different types of pizza. Stickers? She still does though.
Hey, she takes after her dad.
Jean. Jean, are you liking the neighborhood?
It's pretty nice. Everybody's been super friendly.
Seems like your daughter is fitting in just fine.
He.
Matt points across the yard to where Amanda, Daisy, and another young girl are playing. They're all sitting cross-legged in the grass, picking weeds and weaving them into little flower crowns.
Aww.
It's pretty adorable. The girl I don't recognize jogs over to us.
Les enfants qui prennent de la weed, attention.
What is it, sweetheart?
Trop cute.
Est-ce que je peux la faire?
Vas-y.
It's a
T'as
flower
craqué
crown.
dessus, vas-y.
I thought you looked cute in it. Oh
Well, there's only one way to find out. Matt takes the flower crown and places it on top of his head. Am I cool now? The girl stares at him, thinking it over.
Nope. but you're slightly less uncool than you were before you put it on.
Damn.
Ah, hey Jean, this is my daughter.
Hello. I'm Carmen Sita. Okay.
Amanda comes over with Daisy in tow.
Dad, look, I'm making friends.
Wow.
Are you making friends? You better be making friends.
Yeah, actually, Amanda, you remember the good barista from the coffee shop? And my old college friend and your teacher?
Oh, hi, Mr. Vega. I didn't realize we were neighbors.
Oh! Yep.
Oh, yep.
You still gonna get me the overdue the Tam Pepper?
Great seeing you.
Amanda finger guns her way out of the conversation like a champ.
Amanda est un mood. She learned the finger guns move from me. I'm very proud. Yeah, I keep doing that in front of the mic.
She's definitely a charmer. Speaking of which, where did my son go?
Oh. What? Oh non, me dis pas que c'est son ami.
Noah?
Ah non, ouais.
Mais j'ai pas fait...
Oh pardon!
Oh
Excusez-moi!
là là! Oh le coq bloc!
J'ai commis un crime. Oh là là.
Ernest! Ernest Hemingway Vega, are you smoking?
Ernest is holding a lit cigarette.
Je pense que ça veut dire oui.
Ernest, c'est pas le qui ressemble à un punk en mode méchant de Pokémon, là?
C'est
En
vrai.
mode méchant Pokémon.
Nope. I see Ernest across the way. He casually takes a long drag of his cigarette and then flicks it into a gutter.
Oh.
Fils de pute.
Unbelievable. Excuse me.
Ah, il va donner une raclée à son gosse.
Oh, moi, il va lui péter la gueule.
Petite droite patriarcale.
Hugo marches over to Ernest and I turn my attention to Matt and Craig.
Kids, right?
Man, I do not envy Hugo. The last barbecue we had, Ernest tried to shove a sparkler down to Joseph's pants. Nearly burned down half the yard.
Damn.
What?
What the fuck?
And the barbecue we had before that, he actually burned down half the yard. And then it spread onto my lawn and burned down half of my yard too.
Oh mon dieu!
Wow.
Hugo walks back over to us, practically dragging
Oh, ça,
Ernest
c'est
behind.
gueule.
Il a l'air défoncé.
Hey everybody, sorry about that. Jean, this is my son, Ernest.
Hello.
Ernest looks away, sulking, his hands shoved deep in his pockets.
Il est pas un peu jeune pour fumer?
C'est un prépubère.
C'est pas ce qu'on dit toujours de tous les jeunes aujourd'hui?
Ouais.
Je me sens vieux. Hugo nudges him impatiently.
Il a des petits poils de cul en dessous du nez, quoi.
C'est ça.
Est-ce que je continue ou...
Peut-être.
Ok.
Là, t'as genre deux personnages, donc peut-être le donner à soit Yuné, soit Elric.
Comme vous voulez.
Ça me dérange pas.
Bon, je vais le prendre.
Ok.
Hey.
Nice to meet you, Ernest. What grade are you in? Oh mon dieu.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, je vais lui péter la gueule.
Ernest.
Okay. I'm in 8th grade. God, are you happy now? I'm sure you were just dying to know.
Yeah, good for you.
Can I go now? I'm tired of talking to old dudes who blame my generation for the failing economy.
Ouch.
Ernest.
Oh yeah, because I'm totally embarrassing you.
Ernest puts earbuds in and storms off to stand in the corner. Well, that
C'est lui
was...
qui aurait dû brûler pas le jardin.
That was certainly something.
He seems nice.
Hugo puts his head in his hands and sighs.
I'm so sorry. You're having a really rough time.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be the cool dad, I have to be the authoritarian dad. He's clearly resent me for it.
I mean, I think as a dad and a teacher, that's about as authoritarian as you can get. Honestly, are any of us cool dads? Is it even possible to be a cool dad?
What?
dit-il avec ses fleurs sur la tête.
I'm as cool as a cucumber.
See, that right there. You can't say that.
Ah, j'avais attendu que vienne lâcher.
My kids think I'm cool. But for how long, Craig? How long do we get to be the cool dads? I don't know. I think we just have to accept the fact that as dads, we've become the machine we once raged against and accept our fate to unironically wear socks with sandals. Your kids may think you're cool now, but the moment they hit puberty, you're doomed.
Matt, c'est un mood à lui tout seul, quoi.
Oh non, on a perdu une.
Non, je suis
Ah, ok.
je suis
Ok. Amanda's 18 and she still thinks I'm cool. Hey.
I yell across the yard to my daughter.
Amanda! I'm cool, right?
Yeah, cool.
Amanda just laughs. She keeps laughing.
I see your point.
As much as we all want here, putain, j'ai du mal. Hein. As much as we all want it, I don't think it's important to be a cool dad as it is to be a good dad. We can all be best friends with our kid. It just doesn't work. I mean, look at me, Ernest. Our job as parent is to make sure our kids turn out okay.
Tu oublies toujours les S.
Yeah, oui, c'est vrai.
Yeah.
C'est la deuxième fois que
Yeah,
je dis
you're right. But it'd be nice to have it both ways. Hearing these guys talk about this makes me think of my relationship with Amanda. We get along so well, but there might come a time when it won't be like that. Is college when that happens?
Don't let us eat up your time. Jean, go meet some of the people around the neighborhood.
Il prend trop dans sa moustache.
Allons,
Regarde.
je pense à Robert et Brian, comme ça on peut finir sur Damien. Et après Burger Time. Oh putain,
Oh là là.
oh il y en a deux qui sont à toi là.
Mon Dieu.
Courage.
I walk over to Robert and Brian, who are chatting over drinks, determined not to be weird about what happened that night. I hope Robert feels the same.
J'espère aussi.
Hey guys!
Jean! Who the heck are you? Thinking it was your neighborhood, alright?
Oh you betcha. Got the living room in order at least.
That's great to hear. I've been doing some living room work as well. Finally got the 50 in there. The game looked great in half definition.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Jean! Have you met Robert yet? Pas qu'un peu.
Yes, I believe we've met briefly.
Hey.
Robert takes a long sip of whiskey.
Damn.
Robert robotically extends a hand. I shake it as he stares unblinkingly into my eyes. God, what does it mean?
How's it going?
Let's go there.
Robert focuses on the whiskey he's holding. He takes a long sip.
Oh god.
Great! Look at my friends becoming his friends. Us dads gotta stick together, you know?
Us dads? Robert has a kid?
Oh merde.
Oh, I didn't know you had kids.
Si ça se trouve, c'est le type, le punk à l'école.
Ça m'étonnerait pas.
Oh mon dieu.
Robert continues to stare at me. Jesus, does this guy ever blink?
Moi, je suis sûre qu'il a une fille super trop mignonne en fait.
Ça
Alors,
serait cool.
tout le contraire de lui.
Yep.
Ça serait cool.
Genre une princesse quoi. Cool, that's cool. I want to die.
We stand
il ferait
in-
ça, j'aurais de l'anxiété sociale là.
Ouais.
We stand in incredibly uncomfortable silence for several moments until
Ah oui,
C'est
c'est à toi.
Daisy.
Non, ah bon, tu veux donner Daisy à Yuna?
je fais pas les enfants.
D'accord.
Je fais pas les enfants.
Les adultes déjà, Daisy.
C'est la fille
de Brian.
La fille de...
Ah oui.
Quel
Pokémon,
Pokémon,
ouais.
elle.
En fait, c'est une tête, Daisy. Elle est super intelligente.
C'est celle que tu as vue à côté de
celle qui
Amanda avant.
regarde.
Ouais. Moi, je vais lui donner une voix normale. Je garde les voix bizarres pour les papas.
Ok.
We gotta get off this haunted truck. Oh no, the ghost locked the doors.
Daisy and Amanda run up to us, thank God.
Quick, hit the emergency escape button. But trucks don't have emergency escape buttons.
Est-ce que tu veux que je fasse une voix aussi? Genre Daisy, je te la prends? Comme
Ouais,
ça,
je veux
c'est-
bien.
Ok.
Oh man. Hit the brake, I guess, and then we'll get out of the truck. The imaginary truck. Anyway, we're safe from the ghosts, but how will we ever survive this Arctic tundra? Daisy, you might have to hit me. Are you prepared to do that?
I'm prepared to do anything to survive.
That's cold-blooded. I like that.
Although I'm not sure I have the materials required to properly cook you. Oh mon dieu.
Wait a second. Are you guys playing Long Haul Heist Road Paranormal Ghost Trackers?
Yeah! Oh mon dieu. Amanda and I love that show.
Hey, it is the best. Especially the episode where Callum eyed Flynn's Kay and... Kay.
Flynn retaliates by breaking an ancient cursed urn and sending the spirit after him. Yeah! It's such quality reality television.
Alright, Daisy. I found us a couple of bugs. They're gonna make a great meal. Lots of protein, gonna keep us from starving out here in this harsh, icy wasteland.
But there's a whole table of food right over there.
Daisy, it's a game. We're playing pretend. It's what kids do. Leave a little.
Amanda gives Daisy a handful of gummy worms from the snack table. They eat them with mock disgust.
Let's go find kindling for a fire!
Okay! But not on actual fire.
Because we're playing pretend?
Now you're getting it.
Yeah!
Daisy and Amanda run off. What a cute couple of kids. I turn my attention back to the conversation, but wait, where did Robert go? I skim the party and finally find him in the corner talking to Mary. Does he not want to talk?
Man, I never see her get along with anyone so quickly.
I snap out of my Robert-induced haze.
I guess Amanda just sort of has a way with kids. She will be a good mother.
That's kind of amazing that he doesn't really get along with kids, I heard.
Oh, okay.
It's nice that he's not trying to one-up me this time. Maybe we can have a regular friendship after all.
Really?
She just kind of kept to herself. Her teachers say she spends every recess in the library. These the other kids are intimidated with her intelligence.
There it is.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Amanda was shy at Daisy's age too. She used to have a habit of crawling under tables and crying every time we took her to a restaurant.
Also,
She bit people too.
Kids, right? Lol. PTDR XD.
Gotta love them. You're required to by law.
Well, since they're getting along so well, maybe we should try to put together a little play date for them?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of our time. We'll meet some of the other fellows.
Allez. Damien!
Joseph.
Ah!
I spot Joseph chatting with the guy from Dead Goth and Beyond by the Grill. I wonder what they're talking about. Walk over to them.
Oh la 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 la.
So I'm curious. Can you walk me through why you had your house painted black?
Where do I even start? The house stays warmer in the winter. It provides an artistic contrast to the rest of the neighborhood, and it complements the crimson interior perfectly.
It's definitely an interesting choice.
J'adore cette voix pour Joseph.
Thank you. I'm very proud of my abode. Je sais même pas comment ça se dit. Abode?
Non, abode, c'est juste.
Abode, ok.
Jean, I was just having a conversation with Daniel here about his aesthetic design decisions.
Damien regards me up and down with a warm but critical eye.
Hello, handsome. How do you do? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I think I saw you in Dead Goth and Beyond the other day. Oh.
Damien's face turns bright red.
I must apologize for my behavior on that day. You see, I take the goth lifestyle very seriously, and to be caught in a ruse by such a corporation as Dead Goth and Beyond was profoundly frustrating indeed. I hope you know that while my anger may have been justified, it was no such way for a gentleman to act. It's okay, man. Do tell me about yourself. Are you new to the area? Yes, my daughter and I just moved in the other day. She was the one that took to Dead, Goth and Beyond. Very good taste on her part. Does she partake in the goth lifestyle? Oh, il est trop chou! Regarde-le!
I think for a second. I look over to Amanda, who's hanging out with some of the older kids in the neighborhood.
Hey, Amanda! Would you consider yourself goth?
Amanda yells back.
I wouldn't necessarily try to fall under any one specific label, but I guess if I had to choose, I would describe myself as twee hipster with some normcore leanings. Butts are cool, though.
Ah, pity.
Are you enjoying the party so far?
Oh, definitely. Thanks so much for putting this on. It's nice to be in a cul-de-sac where everyone is so friendly and welcoming.
Amanda walks up to the conversation.
I also like The Lost Boys a lot. Really good movie. Does that count as goth? Goth.
That it would, my dear. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Damien Bloodmarch at your service.
Damien finishes the sentence with a flourish and a bow, producing a single rose and offering it to Amanda.
Oh la 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 la.
Amanda blushes and returns the gesture with a curtsy.
My, do you know how to treat a lady?
Oula.
Alors qui c'est qui veut faire les jumeaux avec moi?
Il faut qu'ils parlent en même temps, ouais, c'est
Oui, voilà.
Ouf. Chaud quoi.
J'imagine que c'est à moi.
Hello, Amanda. Attends, on fait 3, 2, 1?
Ouais.
3, 2, 1.
Hello,
Amanda.
Oh putain.
Ça fait encore plus peur maintenant.
Seemingly out of nowhere, Joseph's twin kids appear. Are they speaking in
Ça me
unison?
rappelle mes twins en OC, ils parlent toujours ensemble.
Hey.
Alors 3, 2, 1.
Won't you come play with us?
Mais j'y arrivais tellement pas.
C'est dur. 3, 2, 1. Come play with us. Forever.
Oh putain de merde.
Il y a les gamins de Shining quoi, tu sais.
Guys, enough with the creepy twin stink. We've talked about this.
No.
Christian and Christy slowly back away.
Slowly back away.
Where do you think they got that from? Oh mon dieu.
Mary pops into the conversation, wine in hand.
I don't know.
The Shining. Mary takes a long sip of the.
I think I might have tapped over VeggieTales comment on dit?
VHS.
VHS with The Shining. Who knows?
Ah, tu vois.
She takes another sip of her wine.
Where's Krish?
Wasn't he with you?
You had him a moment ago.
He's probably stuffing dirt in his mouth. He'll be alright. Toddlers are pretty resilient. Oh mon dieu, mais c'est quoi cette meuf?
C'est une anti-vax parent.
Oh mon dieu, désolé.
Mary tips her glass to me.
Yeah, oh, merci. And my first time to the rodeo. It's my fourth. I have squeezed 4 little... Ugh.
Sweetheart, would you do me a favor and please find Krish? That will be great.
I'm sure it's fine.
Mary.
Okay, jeez.
Mary finishes her wine and wanders off.
Alcoolo.
Oula. Oh, damn.
Dad, can we go now?
Ah, j'ai pas trop envie de le faire, quoi, putain.
Bon, c'est pas le fils de Robert.
Ah bah ouais.
Oh non. Je pleure.
Attends, il a
Ah,
666
j'ai le tournis.
tatoué sur le bras. J'avais pas
J'ai
vu.
tourné ma gueule.
Ah oui.
Oh, Lucien, have I introduced you to John yet? Oh putain.
Hey, it's that punk from Amanda's school.
I remember you. Whatever. That's no way for a young man to speak to his elders. Elders, be polite. My French.
Lucien bows.
Whatever, sir. Oh mon dieu.
Lucien bows again.
Mr. Christiansen, may I have a veggie burger, sir? Oh mon dieu, c'est quoi?
Coming right up, but are you vegetarian?
Yep. Make that 2 veggie burgers. Did you know that some people in the Victorian era were vegetarians? They described carnivorous type people as bloodlappers. Dad.
That's really interesting, Damien.
Joseph turns to the grill. Just a hint of a tattoo peeks out from underneath his sleeve. I can't believe I didn't notice it. Looks like the bottom of an anchor.
Wow, is that a tattoo?
Yep, I wasn't always a youth pastor, you know.
That's so cool. Wanna see mine?
Aye.
What?
Lucien pulls back some rubber bracelets, revealing a lopsided 666 in black
Pas la
ink.
meilleure combinaison à faire.
My buddy gave me a stick and poke tattoo last week. I think it's selling up pretty good. Lucien! We'll talk about this later.
That's pretty cool. What's the significance of the tattoo?
I don't know. I just thought it looked sick. Putain,
Well,
espèce de
in
débile.
my opinion, the only reason you need to get a tattoo is because you want one. Careful though, that number carries weight.
Man, Joseph is a way cooler youth pastor than I thought. I just figured youth pastors popped out of the womb with a Bible. I wonder what he did before preaching.
Putain, c'est rien.
And without further ado, let's work some magic.
Joseph closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and gets to work. With the greatest of ease, he sets patties on the grill, flourishing as he flips his spatula in the air. It's easily some of the best grill work I've ever seen.
You don't think this is my first time in front of a grill?
He's working faster now, effortlessly tossing cheese onto patties and perfectly grilling onions on the side. One after another, the dads take notice and crowd around Joseph to admire his masterful technique.
Putain, il a 100 en cuisine, le
Il
mec.
va pite, hein.
You probably didn't know this, Jean, but Joseph's known around here for his grillmanship.
Shit. Oh non!
Oh non. He's ungrillable. Lol.
I've tried to get on level, but I just can't catch up.
Oh non, Craig, pas toi.
Let us keep studying. He has a
Matt.
rare quality about him.
No.
Restart, we keep talking about this. Can't we just appreciate the artist?
I never see him make a mistake.
Oh non!
Tu lui as
Oh,
pas fait le
Robert, même
boulot,
pas
bah.
toi.
Oh non!
Okay, we need to stop. This is going too cheesy.
Putain. Please stop.
Oh, mon
All of the
Dieu.
children at the party boo the glorious display of puns in unison.
Alright, guys, the food's ready. Please form an orderly barbecue.
Putain de merde.
Ooh.
Amanda groans. We all grab our food and hang out, enjoying perfectly cooked cheeseburgers.
Man, it's so weird how all of us dads live in the same cul-de-sac.
Kinda nice, isn't it? It feels like there's a real community here. Totally helps when you're just a single dad trying to raise a kid. We're happy to have you here, man. I think you're gonna like this neighborhood a lot.
Plus, Amanda seems to be getting along with all the kids. If she decides to get into the babysitting game, she's really making a killing.
Hey, why don't you add us on that book?
Dad book? Facebook.
Yeah, it's a great social network for the dads to keep in touch with each other. We are on it, so if you ever need to reach out to anyone, that's the simplest way to do it.
Surtout des smiles, mon gars, quoi. Ouf.
Sorry, I'm just an old-fashioned dad. Social media... see? Social media goes over my head sometimes.
Don't worry, Pops. I help you figure it out.
The rest of the BBQ goes smoothly. We all trade the stories and drink beer as our kids play on the lawn. Amanda breaks up a fight between Carmencita and those weird twins. I think they wanted her soul.
Damn.
We need blood.
Amanda and I walk back to our place as the sun sets over the neighborhood.
Pretty fun party, don't you think?
I mean, I got behind me.
I could have been playing. You and Daisy seemed like you were having a way better time than I was.
Because we were. Well, hey, at least you met some of the cool dads. You should hit them up on that book.
Maybe I will. If I ever figure out how social media works. I have a good feeling about this place.
Me too, Dad.
Do it once. Ah, j'ai pas pu voir.
Amanda and I arrive home with the remnants of our veggie plate. Seems like nobody was really into the cauliflower.
Any big plans for this evening?
Actually, yeah, I'm going out with some friends.
Oh,
Is that okay?
of course. Just keep me posted and be home before midnight.
You got it.
And be careful.
I will.
Make good choices.
Of course.
And call me if you need anything.
Dad, you're not gonna do the thing where you wait silently for me to come home in the living room with all the lights off, are you?
What? No, I've never done that, and I will never do that.
Okay. Do you have plans tonight?
My plans were kinda to eat ice cream and watch TV with Amanda. But I'll find something to do.
I'm gonna... I guess I can work on some stuff.
Ouais. Un peu de sérieux.
You know, that stuff. I'm just relaxing tonight. Have fun, okay?
Great. See you later.
I watch Amanda drive off into the night. I really do hope she has fun. I plop down in front of the TV and turn on some wine and dine mastermind with celebrity chef Gavin Chapman. What? Looks like Gavin's making a roasted rack of lamb with rosemary mashed potatoes. I'd love to be able to cook like that. Although I think if I was actually good at cooking, I'd use my powers for evil, like just making baked Alaskas all day instead of any food of real nutritional substance.
Damn.
Man, Gavin Chapman just caught that thing on fire, but he meant to do it. What a professional. I lose track of time as I blaze through several episodes of Wine and Dine Mastermind, and also one episode of some cooking show called Meat Hell. I'm not even sure what that one was about. It was just a lot of yelling.
Est-ce que c'est...
C'est une référence à Gordon Ramsay, ça?
Ouais,
Sûrement. I glance at my watch. Man, it's almost midnight. I should check in with Amanda. I send a text.
Hey kiddo, you good?
I wander into the kitchen as I wait for a reply. Amanda's phone is almost always in her hand, so I'm sure she'll respond soon. Unless she's driving home now, in which case I hope she doesn't respond soon, because I definitely taught her better than to text and drive. I reach into the freezer and grab an ice cream sandwich. It's a little late for this, but I think I earned it after a long day of socializing. I check my watch again, and then my phone. Nothing yet. Okay, see, now I'm worried. Do I call her? Do I call the cops? No, it's too soon for that. I'll just send her a gentle reminder text.
What's up?
Half an hour passes. Now I'm really worried. Episodes of Gavin Chapman's Meet Hell are not only not assuaging my anxiety, but possibly exacerbating it with all the yelling, so I keep pacing around the house, waiting for her to come back. Why didn't I find out where she was going? Who was she even with? Why don't I know any of her friends' phone numbers? Why don't I even know any of her friends' full names? Who is Emma P? I decide to send her another text.
Amanda, please text me and let me know you're okay!
I can't help but think of all the awful things that could have happened to her.
Putain, moi si j'avais un gosse, quoi.
Oh, thank God it's her! Amanda opens the door and shuffles in. Finally she's back home. I'm glad she's okay.
What's up?
Sweetie, thank God you're safe!
Yeah.
But now that I know she's okay, I'm really mad.
Why didn't you answer my texts?
Amanda pulls her phone out of her pocket.
Oh, whoops. Guess I didn't see those.
She starts to walk to her room.
Amanda!
Whoa, we're putting out the middle name now?
Amanda, you came home an hour and a half after your curfew? And you didn't respond to any of my texts. You really freaked me out. I was about to call the cops.
Dad, you're seriously overreacting. You're not gonna be like this when I go off school, are you?
You weren't responding and it was just like when your mom... Oh mon dieu. Oh no.
I have to stop myself from tearing up.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, Dad, I didn't mean to.
I sit down on the couch and put my head in my hands. I feel very tired all of a sudden.
You already scared me. Just please don't do that again. Oh.
Alright. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Amanda closes the door to her room and I head to mine. Jeez. As I'm falling asleep, one thing she said keeps echoing in my mind. You're not gonna be like this when I go off to school, are you? I definitely didn't sleep well last night. I brew some strong coffee and make some scrambled eggs for Amanda as a peace offering. She eventually wanders into the kitchen.
Hey. I thought about what you said last night. I should have texted you. I said I was gonna do it and I didn't. I honestly just didn't even think about it. I'm really sorry, Pops. I won't do it again.
Well... I also thought about it and I'll try to give you your space from here on out. I gotta trust that you can take care of yourself.
Team cool?
Team cool.
Amanda gives me.
Want some eggs?
You know it. Sprinkle some cheese on them.
Already did.
Bless you.
Amanda scarfs down the eggs in the time it takes me to wash the pan.
Alright, I'm off to school. Smell you later.
Wait! One more thing before you go.
What?
What's that book?
It's a social media platform.
Wait,
What?
what's a social media platform?
Oh mon Dieu.
Dad, I have to go to school.
Come on, Amanda! I'm an old man. I can't put together a dad book profile on my own.
Alright, I'll help you. I help you sound interesting on the internet.
Amanda spends the next couple minutes setting up my profile on Dadbook, which, as it turns out, is a place where dads can get together and talk about fatherhood.
Alright, Pops. We gotta fill out your profile. Let's get some likes in the site.
Oh,
On a Friday night, you are most likely to polish and sort my coin collection, Netflix and grill, baby, fall asleep watching the History Channel, torment my children with dad puns, sink into blissful oblivion, sleep.
This.
If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be?
Pistolet.
My
My
trusty-
trusty, the lost shaker of salt. Castaway on DVD for instructional purposes. A boat, obviously. I don't need anything. My survival skills have trained me for this day.
Ouf. Qu'est-ce que vous prendriez?
Ah, c'est toi le papa.
Ah oui.
Bah ouais, c'est
Bon.
toi le daddy.
What are your turn-ons?
Strong dad arms. Tennis shoes with long white socks. Well-manicured lawn. Street smarts. Top-tier grillmanship. Comfortable with crying. What did you want to be when you grew up? Technical writer for manuals and instructionals. Salty boat captain. Pro skater who is also an astronaut. A good father. The president of space. What's your favorite movie genre? War documentaries, Sean Connery's entire filmography, anything on Laserdisc, romantic comedies, whatever will make me cry, all comedies that haven't aged well.
Bon. J'avais pas d'horreur donc merde.
Ouais.
What's your ideal date? Napping together, doing a 1,000-piece puzzle together, eating a healthy dinner at 4 p.m., trying to geocache but getting hopelessly lost, arson, being emotionally vulnerable. What do you never leave home with? A sensible cardigan, my sick vape, my book of word jumbles and a pen, a cool knife, my cripplingly low self-esteem. I frequently forget my phone, keys, and wallet at home. Sometimes. I spend a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories, how proud I am of my child, potential ends of the world, if I'll ever be able to love myself as much as I love my grill, when I can next get a cup of coffee, lawnmower modifications. Profile complete. See, that wasn't
so bad. C'était moi.
Yeah, that was actually kind of fun. I could totally spend all day on here just looking at people's profiles.
You should message one of them, or more than one of them. All of his dad seems pretty interesting.
Ok.
J'ai cliqué My Sick Vibe.
My Sick Vibe, ouais, j'avais pensé aussi. Je sais même plus si j'ai pris. I promise I'll make some friends. Oh merde, je suis con.
Amanda gives me a hug.
Go get them, Dad.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Oh mon dieu.
You've
Oh
got that.
hey. Oh hey, mon enfant. Dadmanda.
Dadmanda. Je le dis du coup.
Oui, c'est toi.
C'est Amanda.
Hi Jean, it's me, your dear old friend from way back in the day, Dadmanda. I'm delighted to see you've signed up for Dadbook. They've recently added this exciting new messenger service. So you may find yourself receiving messages from other dads, like myself. Take care to not miss them.
Est-ce qu'on les a... Ah mais on peut les messages. Oh. Putain, on peut découvrir des trucs et tout.
Vas-y. Vois s'il te plaît.
Qu'est-ce qu'on peut lui envoyer comme message? Never give up, never remember.
I wonder what Craig's up to today. I navigate to Craig's Dadbook page and type out a message.
Hey bro, or should I say neighbor? It's ketchup's.
A couple of moments pass before I hear a ding on the computer. It's a message from Craig. That was quick. I think for a moment. This could be a fun opportunity to see how
Faudrait
bloody
peut-être
Miss
que tu
Mia
laisses
looked.
que tu laisses quelqu'un lire le message avant de faire le résumé, non? Il est trop pressé.
Ah, parce que je crois que je vais devoir arrêter bientôt.
Ah oui.
Ah,
Bro,
Vas-y,
my
tu
man,
vas
that's
devoir-
definitely Hanks. Might be a little different from our old weekend-long benders, but it'll still be fun. I think for a moment.
Bah, tu l'avais pas dit tout à l'heure, de toute façon.
We exchange a couple more messages and he logs off to prep for the game. I should see if Amanda wants to join me.
elle est à l'école.
I walk over to Amanda's room and knock on the door.
Yo, Manda Panda. Oh, cette gueule.
I open the door and find Amanda sitting cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by magazines and newspaper clippings. She seems to be making some sort of art piece, but her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she'd been crying.
Hey, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Ah.
I just got sad because I realized that dogs are too often killed off in movies to elicit emotional reactions from the audience instead of being given the respect that they deserve.
Par contre, j'ai plus d'image, moi.
Merde.
It's not right.
Rétrécis et remets le truc.
Ou alors raccroche et rappelle comme j'avais fait.
Ouais.
Tac.
It's not right.
Attends, on l'attend.
Ouais.
C'est lui qui stream. Ouais. Ça va mieux?
Ouais. Hop. Ouais, ça a l'air d'être bon.
Ok.
Tac.
Remets le plein écran? Ouais. C'est bon?
Ouais, tout est bon.
Ok.
Je suis pas le plein écran, moi.
Allez.
Ouais, mais toi, t'es pas en train de streamer, donc...
Ouais, mais
It's not right.
je vois le jeu, je vois le pic de Yune à droite, je vois le mien sous celui de Yune,
Bah, mets-le en plein écran.
mais même j'ai tous les quatre.
Oui, on est tous les quatre en haut à droite.
Oh, ok.
If there is, anything going on, I just want you to know that I'm here for you, and I'll always be here for you. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on, or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, I'm only a phone call away.
Ah,
Thanks, Pop Psycho. I appreciate
Popsicle.
that. Popsicle? Thanks, Popsicle. I appreciate that.
ah.
But I'm fine, really.
I'm unconvinced, but I'll stop badgering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready.
What you're working on?
Just a collage for class. We're supposed to make a piece that represents our goals for the future.
I take a closer look at her collage.
That's a lot of dogs.
Hmm.
Oui.
It's mostly dogs, yeah. Do you need something?
Craig invited us to a softball game. Wanna go?
Remember that one time you signed me up for the softball and you bought me all the gear and then you took me to the first game and then someone hit a ball toward me and I just ran out of the field crying.
And then you hid in the dugout and would scream if I tried to pick you up, yeah?
I was afraid of baseballs. I thought you were a gigantic station softball.
So does that mean you don't want to go?
Amanda gets up and looks me dead in the eye, determined.
I'm finally ready to face my fears head on. Let's do this.
Okay.
Amanda and I make the short drive out to the local softball field. For a kids' softball game, it's pretty packed. We clamber up the bleachers and take our seats on the top row. I don't see Craig anywhere.
So, when do the kids start crying and running off the field?
You know that your relationship with softball is different from everyone else's relationship with softball, right? Softball.
Okay, but if I don't see some kids cry, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. For nostalgia purposes, of course, not because I take joy out of children fighting for my amusement.
Oh.
Definitely not that.
The game starts and the kids run out onto the field. I see Craig by the dugout with a clipboard. He has River strapped to his chest as per usual. There's a guy in a pancake costume doing jumping jacks across the field. Guess that's the mascot. Reading the kids' brightly colored jerseys, I see that it's the Maple Bay Flapjacks against the Pinewood Ocelots. Go Flapjacks?
Oh, man.
Choke up on the bat, Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda, square up.
How much do you know about softball?
Enough to know that the balls are relatively hard despite the name. But cheating is fun. Give it a shot. It's cathartic.
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 Cathartic. Yes.
Live it all out on the field, Miranda! If you want this, you're gonna have to bleed for it!
Who I assume to be Miranda's father gives me a dirty look. I shoot it back at him. That attitude isn't gonna bring Miranda to D1.
Please don't fight any of that while we're out here.
Watch a couple innings of softball. They aren't ready for the major leagues yet, but Craig's trained his team pretty well. Seems like he's really good with kids. Keg Stand Craig is good with children. Whoa.
It's amazing how hard they're hitting the ball and how no one has run off the field crying yet.
Amanda, dear, you have to let it go.
Let it go!
Let it go.
Let what go? I'm perfectly fine.
The opposing team is up at bat. They hit a fly ball out into center field. The tiny little girl tries to get on the ball, but it misses her glove and hits her straight in the forehead.
See? It's a completely justifiable fear.
The girl plops down on the grass and starts crying. Craig makes a beeline to her, checking her forehead and comforting her until her parents arrive. He carries her off the field as she sobs. Man, it's strange to think about how this was the guy who once backed off of a roof and into a pool while shotgunning a beer. He's so responsible now.
Eh bah putain.
Game resumes after the girl calms down a bit and we watch a couple more innings. Craig's team is crushing the other team in the 9th inning. The Ocelots seem to have given up by this point. I see one outfielder eating fistful of grass. A batter on the other team knocks a foul ball into the stands. I follow the trajectory and... Oh no, it's coming right for me!
Oh no.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
No.
I close my eyes and brace for impact.
Oh.
I open my eyes and look over to see Amanda holding the softball, staring at it in amazement.
Damn.
I caught the ball.
Ma héroïne quoi. You saved me.
I caught the ball! Dad, I caught the ball!
You did it, Amanda!
I faced my fears. I defeated the softball. I can do anything.
Amanda and I share a big hug. It's a tender moment that I don't think anyone else watching really understood.
I'm proud of you, kiddo.
The game ends and Craig's team are declared the victors. We sit patiently as the girls line up to shake hands.
Oh.
Great job, everyone! We walk over to the dugout to congratulate Craig, who's talking with some of the parents.
Greg! Great work, man!
Thanks! We've been working hard all season, and it's great to see it paying off. I'm so proud of all my girls. Speaking of which, have you met Briar and Hazel?
Oh, elles sont super mimi.
Ah, c'était.
C'est des jumelles.
Non, c'est mignon.
Tant qu'elles font pas le truc creepy des autres.
J'avoue, putain.
Du coup, faut être encore à deux.
Ouais.
Allez, vas-y, j'essaye. Qui d'autre?
Moi.
Vas-y.
Allez, à 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello!
Hey, Carol playing out there.
Yeah, you guys rule.
3,
Thank you.
2, 1.
Thank you. You guys have twins, huh? So which one of you is the evil one? Alors, c'est qui Briard, c'est qui Hazel?
Allez, allez, prends Briard. Ouais.
Ok.
Hazel. Bitch.
Yeah, it's me. Good looking out. Do you guys ever pretend to be each other? I don't have a twin, but I think if I did, I'd be doing that constantly.
Yeah, I think all have mad test.
And I usually throw rocks at stuff, and when people get mad, I tell them I'm Briar.
Quelle vilaine.
Wow. What?
Les pauvres.
We will talk about this later. Putain, même le bébé n'a pas l'air impressionné.
T'as vu?
J'avoue.
On a rien à foutre.
Genre, bro, I just got a couple more things to clean up, then we can hang.
Sounds good.
Just then, one of the moms jumps into the conversation.
Oh là là.
Voilà.
Oh, Janet, attention.
Allez. Not so fast! We have to celebrate our win, Craig! I'm taking the whole team to get pizza!
Ça y est, il y avait
Oh,
pizza.
I don't know if I can.
Nonsense, the girls won! What sort of celebration could we have without a fearless leader?
She lays her hand on his shoulder and gives him eyes.
Wow.
Man, this mom is laying it on thick.
Hello, Neri.
Amanda and I share a
Hey,
look.
Nuri.
Alright. Is it cool if my bro comes along? The mom looks slightly put out but covers it up with a smile.
Of course!
Alors, sacrément vénère la mère, quoi.
Where are we going? First is pizza? What? What?
What?
It's a real place.
An endless stream of girls clad in softball gear pile out of a minivan and into a local pizza buffet, which is actually called Thirsty's Pizza. Amanda and I trail behind them with Craig.
Reminds me of all the awful pizza we put into our bodies back in the day.
Remember how we used to just fold whole piles in half and then put taco fillings inside?
Oh!
Yo.
Oh, pizzacos! I could never forget.
Pizza.
Oh, how did we survive college?
Our bodies were younger back then, more elastic, more able to handle the toxic waste we put inside of us.
The good old days.
The kids run around, playing arcade games and eating greasy food. Amanda and I jump on a couple slices of mediocre pizza. Hey, give me a pizza, Dad.
Oh mon dieu.
No, absolutely not.
I'm just kidding. I'm strictly eating salad here.
Thanks for addressing the issue, Amanda.
Dad!
A different mom walks up to us, talking to Craig as if we weren't even there.
Je vais faire Martha.
Allez, vas-y.
Craig, thank you so much for looking after our kids. My daughter tells me every day about how great you are.
Oh, I'm happy to look after them. Definitely helps that I have kids of my own.
It's been so hard since Daniel left. I'm glad to know that my children have a strong male role model in their lives.
Putain, they say tout. Amanda and I look at each other again. Craig gets it from all angles, huh? Craig smiles sheepishly. Thank you so much, dude.
Même le bébé, il a-
Craig holds his fist up for a fist bump from the mom, but I think is a maneuver to lighten the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Super uncomfortable. I should throw him a bone
The
here.
virus?
Throw papyrus.
Smoke scream Martha. Create a diversion. Allez, on va essayer ça.
I pull out the first thing that comes to mind.
Who watched the long haul paranormal ice road ghost truckers like last night? What? Callum and Flint Dogbone visited a truck stop that was also a cemetery and led an exorcism of a ghost that was haunting the hot dog grill.
I nudge Amanda for support.
There was also a demon haunting one of the bathroom stalls and it kept throwing poop on the wall. Pretty scary stuff.
Putain.
Actually, now that I think about it, there's a good chance there's a non-paranormal explanation for that. But still, follow it footage.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
Whoa! We have so much in common! Putain!
Damn. She turns her back on me to talk to Craig.
So I'm taking Hills on the Briar tonight for the sleepover?
Yep, they're pretty excited about it. You'll keep them out of trouble, right?
Of course, but I could always use help watching after everyone tonight, if you're not doing anything. Oh.
Damn.
Wow, this lady is really going for the gold. It'll actually be nice to have a night to myself and thanks for the invite. Martha, you might want to go grab your child. She's stuffing pizza into a coin slot. Martha angrily turns her attention toward her.
Tiffany, not another game watching us.
Martha storms off towards her kid.
She seems nice.
Yeah, the team is one big weird family. Takes all sorts, right?
Martha qui explose à la fin, quoi.
Tiffany's a stellar hitter.
Oof.
Phew, I finally think I have time to talk to Craig now.
Man, you're a busy guy, huh?
Only on days like today, I hope.
Oh, ça
Oh, putain.
les jumeaux.
1, 2, 3.
Dad!
Mon dieu.
Hey girls.
C'est vrai que c'est moi qui fais broyard.
Dad, can you help us build a record on Didi here?
We thought Ariana's dead, but you could destroy him on the dance mat. Please help.
I don't know.
Girls, my screen.
Ah!
Girls, you know I don't have my jukes anymore.
But Dad!
Craig looks at me like a hurt puppy.
Oh.
Sorry, dudes. Duty calls. I promise we'll catch up in a bit.
It's all good, buddy.
Craig runs off with his daughters and I'm left alone with mine.
Oh.
Man, I was really hoping to hang out with Craig more today, but it seems like he's getting dragged in every direction. It definitely wasn't like this in college.
I feel like we might be a third wheel here.
There's worse places than an orchid to be left out of your own device.
You're right. When I drop some coin in on pinball,
You know it.
Amanda and I pull up to a machine that's feeling pretty hot and get to work. I'm a little rusty, but the pinball wizard within me will never die. I pull out a decent score and then challenge Amanda to top mine. And immediately she gets multi-ball. Looks like she takes after her father.
yeah. You're pretty good.
Don't patronize me.
Hey, just trying to pay a complete blah, blah.
Amanda shushes me. She's in her zen zone.
Damn.
She fights valiantly, racking up points by the millions. She's this close to beating my score, and I feel honored just being able to watch.
Jeannette, c'était moi qui le
Oui.
You're friends with Craig, right?
Putain, elle est toujours furieuse celle-là.
Janet from early walks up and leans on the pinball machine.
Yeah, we went to college together.
Please don't lean on my thing.
Huh? That's so interesting. So do you know if he's, like, available?
Oh, I honestly don't know if I could say...
Hmm. Seriously, you're gonna make it tilt.
Because it seems like so much work to watch after race kids. Don't you think it would be great if you...
Dating, I swear to God.
All of a sudden, a buzzer sounds and the game is over. Janet made the pinball machine tilt.
Houston Harpy.
What?
Ugh.
I said I have to go over there now and put pizza in my mouth so I don't say anything that will hurt your feelings.
Amanda,
Bro!
what's going on?
Now's our chance. If we don't get out of here now, we're stuck for the rest of the night. I wrangle Amanda and say some quick goodbyes with Craig. We head out of the pizza place. Finally. Amanda promises that she'll keep the couch warm for me and heads home. Hope you don't mind me bringing you back here, bro.
Not at all, dude. It's good to finally get you all to myself for a second. Oh,
River burps.
well, almost all to myself.
Attendez, je peux roter sur demande, hein,
Non.
si bébé rote.
Hold up. Craig walks over to the trunk of his car and pulls out 2 gloves and a softball. Up for some catch?
This might be less catch and more you throwing the ball and me running after it, but sure.
T'es devenu un chien.
We stand in the middle of the empty baseball diamond and start tossing the ball back and forth.
Okay.
I have a cooler in my car that we could grab, but there's only juice boxes in there.
Man, fatherhood is strange.
You're telling me. I can't believe I'm looking back on my keg stand Craig days and reminiscing about it.
Those were some good times. I don't know anyone else who could pull off the rare horizontal keg stand.
It was a feat of discipline, bro. Trust me. I haven't properly hung out with Craig in so long. I don't even know where to begin.
Ooh. Oh, il est content.
là là.
Ouh là 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 là. Il y a des cœurs. So, you run a business now?
Yep.
Je suis trop jeu.
We sell fitness gear. Imports and exports mostly, but coming up with our own line of athleisure wear soon. I nod. I mostly use my sweatpants for watching TV and not, sweating. Sounds like he'd make a killing. If you ever need athletic gear, I've got your back.
You could sponsor me. I'll rep your athleisure wear brand while I mow my lawn.
That is the glamorous lifestyle we're catering to, yes.
Okay. Il y a des cœurs! So, is softball coach the life you wanted, or was it the life that was thrust upon you?
I'll admit that I was hesitant at first. Briar and Hazel had so much energy that we just had to get them into sports, but no one was there to run the team. The more I did it, the more I saw how much it meant to all the girls. I'm worried there'd be a riot if I quit.
I would also be afraid of a bunch of tiny children with metal broom bats. Mon Dieu.
They're quick and they work as a team. I've trained them too well.
They'd take you down like a pack of velociraptors on a T-Rex. Oh mon Dieu. Oh, ce tête.
La tête qui tire.
Ce tête. Ouh là là.
Exactly.
Oh là, il y a encore plein de cœurs. I can't believe you're a father of 3!
Neither can I. You know me, I'm an indecisive person.
You switched your major 4 times!
Yeah, I had no idea what I wanted to do with them. But raising kids, Briar and Hazel were born, it all finally made sense. It was like all the time I had spent trying to figure things out led to them.
Oh.
I couldn't be happier about it. I don't think I've ever cared about anything as much as I care about them.
I had the exact same feeling when Amanda was born. It was the best thing to ever happen to me. It could be the only thing that ever happened to me, and I would still be proud of the life I lived.
It's nice out here. Quiet.
Hell yeah, dude. Must be good to get away from the softball moms for a bit, huh?
Christ, Janet.
Yeah, that was a lot. Are they always like that?
Actually, this wasn't nearly as bad.
Je plierai encore plus fort.
I'm just so not interested.
Well, what are you interested in?
Oh.
Oula. Tell me.
Peace and quiet.
Est-ce qu'il est ace par hasard? That hot silence.
Oh, that's hot.
That's hot. That's
My
hot.
ultimate sexual fantasy is sleeping in on a Saturday.
Ace life.
But more seriously, I just can't get back into dating right now. I couldn't even if I wanted to. There's no time.
I don't know.
And if I feel so uncomfortable trying to introduce a stranger into my girls' lives, they've already been through so much. I can't put them through that.
Buddy, I hear you.
So, the moms can hit on me all they want, but the girls are my top priority.
Il a dit les mômes, pas les paps.
Those kids love you. And to add to that, the whole team loves you. I think you got this dad thing down right.
Oh.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, boy.
That means a lot coming from you.
Sure thing, bro.
While I'm distracted, I missed the softball and it hits me right on the head.
Ah, fuck.
Ow, that hurts. Amanda was right all along. Sorry, dude. Craig runs over to me.
Woohoo.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Wait.
I'm just bleeding.
Let me do the dad thing for a second.
Oh mon dieu.
Craig spends a moment examining my head.
Oh.
It's worse than I thought.
Putain, même le bébé là. Don't tell me you have to kiss it to make it better.
You would be so lucky.
That was planned. Kissing is for the weak, and I'm super strong.
I do a couple push-ups to prove how strong I am. Regular ones, not the modified ones. Those are for quitters and people with good knees.
I'm a strong dad who is capable of raising children despite past mishaps. Blah. I
Mishaps.
don't know. Mishaps?
Yeah.
Okay, mishaps with projectile objects.
Easy there, Tiger. I get up and dust myself off. River yawns.
Oui.
Hey, little buddy, you must be getting tired, huh? I hate to say it, but I should probably head out. Sorry, things are slow. You get older and life just kind of gets in the way, huh?
Yeah.
We start walking back to the parking lot.
Hey, remember that one house party we went to that got broken up by a helicopter?
What?
How could I forget? You and me hopped over a concrete wall to get away.
But the other side of the fence was a parking lot where a bunch of cops were parked.
Oh.
Oh man, yeah. Could you imagine the look on our faces?
We just walked straight past them, like we were out of for a stroll.
And not knowing that we were at the party, they started joking with us about how big of a bust it was.
We had to talk with them for 30 minutes. You told them you were interested in joining the academy.
And then they started giving me pointers for the exam. Longest 30 minutes of my life.
Man, college.
Good old days, right?
Yeah.
We get back to our cars. Craig pulls me into a hug, or at least as much as we can manage with a baby between us. Never enough time, huh?
Guess not.
Let me make it up to you. Let's hang sooner, yeah?
I'd like that. Est-ce qu'on s'arrête là du coup?
Peut-être
Après
23
cette...
heures après.
Ouais.
Wife. I yawn as I walk through the door, spotting Amanda hunched over her collage, glue stick in hand.
Burning the midnight oil?
Figured I might do something productive between episodes of Shark Hunter lip sync battles.
Do the sharks lip sync or do the shark hunters lip sync? Oh my god.
Yes.
I look over her shoulder at the collage.
Amanda! This is some good art! Look at this good art you made!
Thanks. I'm just about done.
Like before, it's still a lot of dogs. In one corner is a giant pile of cash. In the other, it's...
Amanda, is that me?
Yep. The whole thing is about my goals for the future, and those are basically just to sit on a giant pile of money with my 20 dogs and also have a strong and mutually supportive relationship with my father into adulthood.
Oh no, you've done it. Get ready to watch your dad cry. Here it comes.
Oh, Dad.
You did this with your good art.
She pats me on the back.
Hey, how was your hang with Craig?
I wipe a tear from my eye.
It was good. That Craig guy sure is busy.
Yeah, dude, the softball life isn't for quitters.
Also, I'm very proud of you for facing your fears today. How does it feel?
I'm on top of the world, Pops. I should start facing my fears more often.
Oh yeah, how about tomorrow we hit some empty parking lots and practice, dare I say, parallel parking?
Oh.
Baby steps, Dad. I'll work my way up to it.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the hay. Take care of late night television for me, alright?
I'll let them know you said hey.
Ok, bon, on s'arrête là. Date complete! Hey!
No.
Firstly, il est pas du tout, putain, c'est un ace pratiquement quoi.
Ranked.
Là, il faudrait, tu sais, la musique de Sonic quand tu complètes une mission,
Ouais.
quoi. Too easy, piece of cake.
Allez, on va s'arrêter là. Hop, 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 laissez-moi m'arrêter. SVP. Je veux juste
Laissez-moi
m'arrêter.
regarder.
Je veux juste m'arrêter. Laissez-moi m'arrêter. Ah oui,
T'as
merde.
pensé à
Sur
tout
l'action
ça.
à gauche.
Putain. Close. Comment? Title?
Non, faut que tu cliques sur save.
Save!
Ah, pardon, je croyais qu'on avait déjà sauvé.
Non,
Non.
Ok.
t'as sauvé personne là.
Oh là 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 là. Oh là là, c'est bon, on peut y aller.
C'est bon.
On peut passer à autre chose. Ok. Very nice.